Hello. Hi, Willow, Mac, Gamion, Liari. Hope everybody's doing well. Alright, so we're getting back into some Chapter 3 shenanigans. Mac, thank you for 29 months. Nearly a year. Robot. Okay. So, battle sets, train. All right. So originally, I was thinking we were going to do something weird with side to side. I think I'm changing that. We're going to do this direction. We're not going to have this at all. Instead, we're going to do it this way. We're just going to have a big opening cinematic. Oh, you know what? Yeah. This is going to look silly, isn't it? Oh, also, let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, the train is going in the wrong direction now. So let's not have overlapping music, please. Okay, so we need to fix that. How does this work again? How are we doing this? Animation player? I think so. Well, yeah, okay. Well, if it's just that, we can just do that. Alright, that's something. This is obviously quite wrong, but we'll just have depth of field enabled, and then maybe it'll be okay. We can mess with these a bit. Make them particularly distant. Oh, you know what? We can also make these shift by. So let's do that. Not that. Mesas. Move those in here. So this does like a cyclical thing. So what we would want is to have this also cycle. So what's our position here? 0. 0, 150, negative 150. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate these. $450. Okay, so this is up by 600. Wait, yeah, maybe. And then we'll just put mesas in here as well in this animation player. Oop, nope, not you. And we'll just position it from its current to, well, this is going to be, so this goes by tens. So if I want to do a difference of 300, right? No, 450. That's going to be 45 seconds later. Negative 450. Did you switch layouts? All right, let's see if this is going to work at all. I'm expecting a... Whoop. Okay. Standard QWERTY to Ergo split mini layout with ortho linear keys. That does seem like a bit of a shift, doesn't it? Okay, it's actually a 15 second because I've got the speed cranked up. So far, so good. I'm watching for the jump. So, you know what? I can fast forward this, can't I? I'm not seeing anything breaking. I think we got a good convincing infinite desert here. Depth of field will be going, so that's gonna help. Also isn't hurting your wrists. That's all we need. Oh, we got popping when we do that. You just barely see it happen. Pop, there it is. That's just very slight. All right. It's not gonna be a big deal because it's gonna be fairly blurred. Yeah, we're gonna do depth of field. The trick is the battle camera is dynamically created. And so we need to have something that tells it to set that up. And I want that to be I want that to be for this particular set, not for this particular battle, although the two will be this battle will only ever happen on this set. This set will only ever use that one battle. Posey. But hypothetically, if you had the same battle on a different set, it should not use depth of field. If you had the same set with a different battle, it should use depth of field. The set is what should be setting this. So we're just gonna make a little script here. Depth of battlefield. It all works out. Yep. So we need to get the current battle camera. Not the camera from the thing. Posey. Posey's been a mess today. All right, so let's see here. Battle camera handler. Do I want to set this as a script here or just have the set itself somehow? Oh yeah, that's gonna give me a ton of all right, so here we go. Here's our sets. Let's have a flag, some kind of special rules here. Our flag's just gonna be a list of bits to flip. Like a list of properties that are just switches we turn on, or is it gonna... No, it would make more sense and probably be more extendable, because all of this is flag. All of this is flags. Do this. Okay, so when you start a scene... Ooh, well that just sets the value of battle decor on the scene manager, and that just sets the scene field, not any special properties of that. But we can still grab that. But I feel like I want battle decor to be the object itself. Let's see here. All right, where do we use that? We can override it. Yeah, we can override it. Okay. What are you getting into, Posey? Battle decor equals... Okay, so here's where we use it. Is we're grabbing the decor path in the battle manager. So we could get that. Use depth of field. Scene manager sets. The one, you know, the one that you're using, the one we're seeing, is the thing. Default to false. All right, so now we have battle camera handler. Battle camera handler. Which looks at the camera for the battle scene. There it is. So we want this to... All we want to do here is click this field, copy property path. Okay, that might be it. That might be all we need. Let's get into a battle. Let's see how badly that breaks things. All right, no depth of field for this scene. But if I go to train fight with pig, no depth of field. Use depth of field is false. Why is that? Scene manager, battle decor. Battle decor is, well, it's currently cave, but let's assume it's not. Okay, continue. It's still cave. Am I using the set override? I might be using set override. That's why. That's what it is. Decor scene name. It's gonna be this. Compare equality on that instead. Okay, that might actually do it. Get rid of that breakpoint. Okay, no depth of field. Come on, depth of field. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not camera. It's camera dot attribute something something attributes. I need to go one level deeper. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit of a harsh adjustment there. Where's our distance on it and stuff? Isn't there like... Yeah, I guess this is the one. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Now I can adjust very specifically how much of a blur we need. I mean, I guess 100 is fine. That's the default. There we go. Now we're on a blurry train. I broke it because I messed with stuff when you try to save things while it's running, you get problems. Oh geez. Oh, I've really messed things up now, huh? Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Hi, David. Welcome in. Oh boy, have I ever busted things. All right, hold on. Let me look at my source control here. First of all, we don't need this anymore, so discard that change. Battle. Here we go. Discard these changes. Okay. Reload. Reload. Dupu tried to count all the little characters, and he missed a lot of them. All right. Give me a fight. Give me a fight. Okay, much better. Much better. Let's move that train a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit. Because the gag here is, I assume we're gonna do the classic fight on each train car, working our way up. I'm wondering if we want the train to wobble the way it is wobbling. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking that this is the wrong kind of wobble. Currently, yeah, it's rotating negative 0.2 to 0.2. I think we want to do that on the x-axis instead. The z-axis, so that it's more steady for the position where everyone's standing, so it's not like their feet are clipping in occasionally. That looks much better. Okay, and then as you complete each stage of the fight, we're gonna have the scene move forward, and the characters will switch to a walking animation, but without actually moving, and then we'll get to the next area. It'll be like the Mario RPG battle in the sunken ship, where you slowly fight your way forward up to the boss. And this will be the actual boss of Chapter 3. The third boss of Chapter 3. Finally get some payoff. I feel like I want the camera pulled back a bit. So, there are two ways we can do this, I believe. One is I can actually, I think that I've set it up so that I can actually add a camera to the set, and it will respect that. So we're going to take the normal camera and copy it to the set. Oops. Preview that, make sure it looks okay. Yep. And now I'm going to move it back. I'm going to move it by 5, just so we can confirm that it actually does respect the camera and the depth of field flag. Make sure that nothing's missing there. Right, there's no one to fight. There's no one to fight there. It does not respect the camera. Well, I know I've got some logic in here that specifies that it should be reflecting the camera. Ah, here we go. It has to be inside of a node. called camera holder. I assume because camera holder gets animated, whereas the actual camera, gets managed by the camera management system. So we'll manipulate the camera holder instead. Okay. Oh yeah, actually that's still not gonna do what I think it's gonna do, is it? I need to move the camera holder. Yep. So if I take this camera, so I had scooted that back by 5. So this time I'm gonna do that to the camera holder. Don't worry about that. Forward by 5, I mean. And save. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now can I do this live? Can I do live edit? I can. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So this will be good because I can kind of position this to wherever I think looks good, but it's going to be further out than usual. Not like a lot further out. But being able to see the enemies is good. And then let's move the train a little bit further ahead. So we've got room for multiple enemies here. How many can we fit before things get bad? 3. Okay, 3 is fine. There we go. They've all got enough room comfortably. In fact, I'm going to balance it out a bit. There we go. I think this is our sweet spot right here. I'm down with this. Have the camera be miles away, scoped in, watching the characters from some distant watchtower that's slowly approaching. That's the entire battle. I do want to make sure that we get a really good opening cinematic for this battle that's timed to the music because it's so good. The music for this fight is so good. Do I have it in the audio player? No. But I have it in Godot. It's gonna be really loud. Yeah, maybe a little bit. A snappy reset. Oh, look at that, axolotl. I haven't seen this be visually snapping when it resets. It resets every 15 seconds. It's a 45-second animation. Oh, I saw it. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There. Okay, these are fine. It's the texture. It's the texture that's the problem. Ground animation player. Okay. Yeah, these are fine. You don't even see these popping in, but the texture is in fact quite wrong. Is it exactly halfway off? I love that. I love that. It's a good thing to have. Okay, so we're moving the ground mesh position. On the z-axis from 0 to -450. But I think, okay, so at 0, it looks like that. At 450, it looks like that. At 460, no. 455, no. 465, close. 468. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's see here. The music. The music, very important. Make sure it's not too loud. Okay, so we want to have like a nice like and then boom, right then. So how long is that? Hold on. I want to have a nice long introduction. Like you're really going to soak in like this is a showdown. And it's on a train. Okay, about 18 seconds. About an 18-second musical startup. Intro camera sweep. Now this is tricky because it needs to affect the camera holder, not the camera itself. So position and rotation, we need to deal with it as such. That's the idea. It's supposed to be very train whistle coded. All right, so this is the ending here. So our beginning, though, is we're gonna have you like staring straight up at the train. Intimidating train angle here. really close to the ground. While still being above the ground. Okay, let's say like right here maybe. Okay, that's obviously not what we're actually gonna do here. We're gonna do some sweeping camera angles here next. All right, so hold on. Let's. That's not a bad start. But I want to like really, come on, like really show off what we're dealing with here. So give me a little bit of this. A little bit of this, but low. Let's get close. Let's get nice and close here. We spent some time on these models. Let's clip into them. Choo choo. Oh no, let's linger. Let's linger here. Nice slow pan past this. Right, so we'll have oh, we're clipping bad there. Okay. So this is fine, but then we need to actually have some in-between frames where we pull out a bit more. So let's take this, but whoops. Let's take this, but be further out. Good. Train time. Hey, Abram. All right, and that's going to be the introduction. All right, so let's see here. How well is that going to actually work? Noticeable dead stops. I do want to avoid the noticeable dead stops. Pig. Oh, whoops. Wrong area. All right, here we go. The battle hasn't started yet. Don't worry about it. That's fine. So far. Oh no! One pig! Okay. So, notable thing to change. Speed up the ending. Because there's going to be some of the time is spent in the... It's already going to be playing while the gates are closed. So we don't want that. Oh, see, I spent time on that little animation, and you wouldn't even normally see it except for this, so... Oh, the pop in really bad there. Oh, that's good timing, though. That's really good timing. But yeah, you can definitely see the pop in, so we're going to want to fix that. Okay. Back to the train scene. I'm just going to add another set of mesas, basically. There you go. That should do it. 3 more mesas. You may still see it, I don't know. Do we want anything else zipping by? Could do some cactus or something. I don't know how good that would be. Where's my good cactus? Give me a good cactus here. One of these guys, yeah. Okay. Let's turn off the intro camera sweep. Oh, this is gonna... I'm gonna drop through the train because I didn't start a battle. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Custom battle, train against a pig. Except this time, there's a cactus somewhere. Oh, I saw it. Did you see it? Oh, yeah, okay, that's decent. Oh wait, hang on. Slow down when we get to the cactus. Ah, did you see that? Yeah, that's where it resets, so we don't want it there. All cacti need to be further out than that. Oh, there are some Chapter 3 songs you have not heard, which are absolutely fantastic. I've been working a little bit on getting the music imported. It's not assigned to anything yet, but just getting it into the engine. And so I had to do some downloading, some trimming of the MP3s, and there's some really, really top-notch stuff. Cactus. Okay. What about a water tower? Like one of those, you know, classic Wild West style water towers. I need to be careful because there's going to be some other stuff going on in the background, and I want to make sure that we're careful not to mess with that. Wild West water tower. Yeah, basically this, and then just like a big set of posts under. Oh wait, you know what? I've got something. I've already got something for this in one of the scenes here. This one? No. This one. Yes, bingo. It had more than I thought it did going on. Are these just... Yeah, they're there. Okay, yeah, this is the whole thing. Oh, it's sideways, that's why. Take off the tongue pole. All right. All right. I'll let us rest with some different music shortly. For it. Boom. Too high. Too high, says I. That's a problem. I wouldn't have noticed that. That's a world triplanar right there. Same with the roof. All right, that's much better. Okay, cool. All right, let's go back to the regular playlist here. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Okay, now we need stuff to fight. So, the gimmick here is that there's going to be something in the background that's getting ready to attack. And it's just going to pepper you for the first 3 train cars. And there's not really anything you can do about it. You can mitigate it, and that's about it. Let's see here. So you're going to do train car 1, 2, 3, and then the actual boss fight will be like this, which means I need to get the train engine a little bit shorter, awkwardly shorter, just a little squat. Just so you're not clipping in. That looks pretty good right there. All right. So there's gonna be. It's not an enemy exactly. It's more of like a. It's kind of like a field effect in play. Maybe it could just be a non-targetable unit. Okay, so the original idea was there was going to be this big mechanic of like switching train cars and going up and down to avoid the attack and have the attack hit the enemy instead. And I think that's going to be a bit much. Oh, and also, I forgot about this. I want there to be a big train bridge. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. That will be difficult. Ah, boy. Like, it's not impossible. But it'd be very, I mean, well, okay. It could be done if I do a snap camera change so that I hide that I'm messing around with the set by abruptly changing the camera. But the idea is that the guys that are following you and attacking you from a distance, they're not going to see the upcoming bridge. The train is going to go right over it, and they're going to go into the canyon, and it's like, and now it's like a fair fight. So how can I make this fight good? Because I want there to be a big finale. This is basically just going to be the fodder, the minions that you take out before you get to the actual fight. But then to spice it up, this background business that's going on. So for that, we need big old bomb attack. Quick time event to dodge it, maybe? Is that silly to add in suddenly? Is there something we can do? A brake lever that you can attack? And if the train slows down slightly, then that would make... Okay, yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that. Is there? Is there, though? That feels like it's just... It's just... on-demand dodging. Okay, I may need to give the prelude a rest and just think more about the main event of the boss. So let's make a quick little shift here to get us onto the train for the real fight. And that's gonna put us what, here? Yeah, sure. Position 0.042. Okay. Train. Okay, 30 units ahead. We're gonna autoplay that. And so now when we start the battle, we start... Yeah, here we go. So the idea is that you're gonna be fighting the train itself. And we're also going to mess with the camera holder. Just a smidgen. Uh-oh, that's not where I want you. Here. Oh, no, stop moving. Camera holder position here. Okay, there we go. And now I can move this out a bit. And a little bit up. Okay, restart the battle. I think that's maybe fine. Now we get a little bit of an issue here with depth of field, don't we? Look at that. Oh, see, that's... The smoke appears to be blurring. That's strange. I mean, I kind of get it. But there is something weird about it. Fanny Slam, welcome in. So if I bring this higher, we get more of the smoke upward. That's the weird thing, is that it's like, it's where it is... Why would it do this? And does it do this in... Can I do it here? I can't really preview this. I can preview it. I can preview it and see that it is happening. Okay. So if I add, let's say, a sprite 3D. Look at that. Oh ho ho. It's the whole thing. It's something about the buffer, whatever it's called. Running the depth pass with a hard line cutoff. Particles have no depth, just following the local depth. I mean, here's an example of a sprite with no transparency enabled. And that is blurring as well, based on this sort of depth map. Now, what if instead of a sprite, we had a box? Does the box blur? It's a little bit tough to tell. It's maybe a little bit too close to me. There is some weirdness. There is some weirdness to it. It's not blurring into. Oh well, let's give it a material. No, that one seems fine. The material on here seems fine, but you do see like there's a little bit of artifacting around the edge. I can't quite tell if that is there. Oh yeah, it's there even with the textured. Okay, so that one's probably fine. But when we have a sprite, we do have we have a clear issue with a sprite 3D. Where the edge is blurred. Like pretty severely. Let me see here. Can you look at the depth pass? I don't know how I would. Godot, depth of field, sprite 3D. Issue with sprite 3D and far depth of field. Help. Set the sprite 3D to opaque pre-pass. Okay. Okay. Huh. All right, so let's look at this particle effect then. Not the coal car. Locomotive. That's where the smoke is. Okay, so this smoke. It's this GPU. It's going to be the material. We want to look at the depth pre-pass and make that. Okay, but surely if I also do that on the other material, then we'll be fine. Please. Nope. Well, so good news, bad news. Okay. Depth pass. This would be... Oh, advanced. Oh boy, here we go. The buffer. I'm gonna go right past it. turtle, but yeah, yeah. What does this look like? Neat. Let's see here. Dun, 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 let's see. Okay, so I mean, admittedly, I'm kind of using a cheap trick to get this kind of outline effect that specifically ignores depth. Maybe there's another method that we could do on both of these that would give us the same result. Yeah, can we go cheaper or... Yeah, see, that's not what we want. I'll take cheaper or more expensive. Oh, depth draw mode. Hang on, hang on. Let's try this. Dang it. Thought I was so clever. Choo choo. Okay, well, maybe we can get by with like some kind of outline shader. Okay, so what I would do for that, because currently what I'm doing is first I'm drawing a gray circle, and then I'm drawing in front of all those gray circles slightly smaller and same position, darker gray circles. Inverse wholesale shading. You'd get some weird stuff, but it might work pretty well. It might work pretty well. So let's see what we can do here. All right. Clear this. Is this just a circle? I think this is just a circle. For our draw pass. What is it? Quad mesh, yeah. So let's replace that with a sphere. But unshaded and gray. All right, so there's a good start. And if this is what we've got to go with right here, this is fine. You could leave it mostly unshaded. I'll be only. Yeah. This would be okay already. Yeah. Let's see here. That would be the material. No, that's the material. Next pass. Transparency. Well, hang on. Let's see here. No. I've got an outline thingy. Well, see, the problem there is that does it on all of them individually, which makes sense. That's a great question. Let's find out. No, the outline doesn't, but the, you know, if I clear out this whatever it is that I found somewhere. Oops. Let's see if that does. That does. That's fine. Because that's just a mesh. If we wanted to go with just that, that's fine. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Let's copy, paste, make unique. Hang on. Make this unique also. Render priority higher. Whoa. Huh. Oh, and then, well, no, okay. We're not quite there. I thought the render priority might get us there. I'm inverting the wrong hole. Okay, so hold on. The thumbnails are bad. Okay, so pass 1 is light gray and it's bigger. Pass 2 is dark gray. Okay, so then let's invert the dark gray one. No, but see, the light gray is still on top of. It contains the smaller dark gray one. Well, let's call them white and black. The white sphere is too big. Dark gray should be larger. I wanted the dark on the. I wanted a light outline. Is it still here? It's not still here. I had a light previously. Yeah, I was doing a dark inner sphere with a light outline along the whole shape. Can we reorder these? Is there really no way to reorder the passes? I guess not. Huh. Neat. Very cool of it. Okay. So then, yeah, that was correct then. Is I wanted front culling here, but then we still, it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't get everything to. I want all the dark circles drawn in front. And I was thinking that could be accomplished with render priority, but I may not understand what that does. Okay, so that's fine. No depth test would draw it in front, but it would draw it in front of everything. And so that's probably not what we want to do. Unless... See, then I don't even have to do the reverse cull trick. So the idea is you're fighting the smog. Like, the personification of the train exists within the smoke or something, but you can attack the smokestack or the smog, and it doesn't really do anything different. I'm gonna say you attack this. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, is there something that would... Actually, there is. Yeah, see, this is a problem. But that's going to be a problem regardless. No, that's just part of the difficulty of this fight. I could cheat a bit. I mean, it's still... Well, see, there's something. I mean, that doesn't look great, obviously. It's a little silly looking. And it's probably not going to play as nice with the intro. If we cheat, but let's try it. Yeah, we could just have two different ones even. Oh, thanks, Mr. Mike. It's probably just the best minigame ever. Oh, geez. No depth test. It's drawn in front of everything. But you can't even see the smokestack at that point. Oh, but there, it's like, that's... You could have one that doesn't have the depth test fix, and then one that does. Ah, jeez. All right, turn autoplay off on that one, on this one. Dang it. Forgot about that. Okay. There's gotta be some way to get away with this. Oh, no. I mean, maybe. Okay, the effect I'm wanting is that we just have a bunch of circles that are moving at independent speeds. And the entire conglomerate gets an outline rendered. You know what I didn't try is, let's just use this for now. There was a different outline shader. There was a spatial shader I could try here. So maybe we'll give that a go. Well, that doesn't... fill me with confidence. No, no, I don't think that's it at all. What's this one? That's canvas item. Okay. All right, we want to talk terrible ideas. I got a terrible idea. "2D viewport." It's much easier to manage this whole outline effect in 2D, and then that can be rendered out to a sprite texture. Let me Control Z a lot here. Oh, I ran out of Control Z's. There. You know what? I've never tried to get a... Well, yeah, I mean, I would use it as a 2D particle effect, but I don't think you can do that raw straight into a 3D scene. Yeah, that renders into the 2D canvas, which does not even... I don't... Well, you know what? Let's find out. I think positioning it would be weird if we don't apply that 2D rendering to a like a 3D quad or something. Well, that's just going to be a that's just going to be a circle. Ignore the end of chapter. All right. So let's see. How does this accelerate? And we're going to try to vaguely mimic it. Gravity up and initial velocity heading up. How are we getting a leftward? Well, let's see what do we got here. Velocity, initial velocity, and direction and spread. Well, that just handles that. Something's definitely sending it to the left. I want to scale up. Oh, okay. Gravity is 3 to the left. No other gravity. Okay. This velocity was 3. No, it was... Well, yeah. Direction, but then this was 3. And also things are reversed. And then the scale. Over this curve texture here. That said, things are a little bit different in this scale here. I think we need to multiply by like 10. or so. I think that's definitely a start. I feel like I want it going to the left even more. And lasting longer, right? That's something I didn't do. 4-second lifetime, 120. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Okay, now this whole that seems a bit excessive now. That doesn't though. Okay, there we go. I think we've got pretty much the same start here. All right. Texture. Now we can't do a second pass like we can with a 3D particle, but we can apply a shader material. Chip, welcome in. What is up? How was the stream? Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I am trying to play with this. I'm getting some problems with depth of field, but we're working through it. Welcome in, everyone. Working on placeable decorations for Lured In. Nice. That one looks really nice. I think this is maybe a tiny thing to appreciate, but I like the way that you're using the Line 2D and slapping a texture on it to get those kind of very simple animations. That's a really fun idea. I know that's like such a minute detail to be latched onto. I am working on the boss of Chapter 3. Whoops. Which is... I'm dealing with this issue with depth of field relating to... I had a clever solution to get this nice little smoke effect. But the way it worked required alpha transparency over these two circles and then just setting a render priority. And it was causing some weird blurs around the edges when it overlapped with the blurred background. Really strange thing. So we're getting a different solution in place. Let me see if I can pull up the... Here's what we're working on here. Hang on. Wait, no, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. So the battle... Yeah, alpha problems are the best. So this is for anyone who hasn't seen this project before, this is a very much Paper Mario inspired game. And so here is the Chapter 3 boss. It's going to have this cool little sweeping camera introduction. The battle menu won't be visible at this point. So we're going to do this like nice sweeping camera angle. There'll be some things whizzing by to give this sense of speed. And then the battle kicks off. I think it's a really hype little introduction. I'm really excited about it. So this is going to be a phased fight. You're going to fight across the train. 3 different little sub-fights that are just there to kind of weaken your resources for a bit. And then you get up to the front train, to the locomotive, and that's going to be where you have the actual boss. And all the while, there's going to be some stuff in the background that a character from earlier in Chapter 3 is going to be chasing you down and messing with the fight from the background. Before, depending on how well I can pull it off, hopefully careening into a canyon as the train goes over a bridge. This is a very... I've got a lot of ideas that I'm trying to squeeze into this one boss fight. But yeah, that's the plan. And to get that working, I need to figure out this transparency stuff, because I've come up with a cursed solution. You're not gonna like it. It involves doing it in 2D and then slapping that into slapping that on a quad. There we go. So that's the boss theme for that. So let's see here. So I've got some outline shaders that may do the trick here. We're gonna try this, maybe not, I don't know. That doesn't look great. Okay, we'll try this one. Okay, that also doesn't look great. All right. Well, harumph. Also, look at that. You can't see it if you off camera the emitter. And I can't do multiple textures in the same way that you can with... I'm really surprised this doesn't work. I thought this one looked... I don't remember what I'm using this for. But I figured it would work just fine. I haven't really looked over the code for it. Either of them, really. They're probably used for some weird one-off stuff. Okay. So you would normally take... Oh, you know what? Oh, no, lag. I just got a dumb idea. This is so silly. It's so silly, but it could work. Oh, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. You're going to love this. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to add a viewport. And we're going to stick our little particle effect in there. And then let's use a Sprite 3D. Oh, wait, Sprite 3D is the thing. I just realized we're going to have the exact same problem, aren't we? We're going to have the exact same problem because we've... No, we can turn on the depth pre-pass and it'll be fine. Okay, so for the texture, use a viewport. Okay, so there's our texture. Great. Let's mess with this a bit. First off, let's find a better spot for this. Why is this all stretched? Do I have something going on with the scaling? I sure do. It's fine. You know what? I probably shouldn't put that in any of this. There we go, this stuff. Okay, cool. And then move this down. Okay, that's a good start. We don't want it clipping in any weird ways. Okay, that's gonna be our texture. Vaguely. I need this to be so much bigger though. How much quality do I care about here? Yeah, so much quality. So much quality. Check it. Yeah, you know what? This is gonna work. It's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna work. Casual 2000 pixel viewport. We're gonna need to stress test this, I think, on some bad hardware. Okay. That's fine. This is fine. Okay, so we got that. We got that going for us. I'll tilt it back a little bit. Turn this off. Oh, you're gonna hate this so much. We're just gonna need more transparency. Okay, flags on this. Alpha, make it depth or opaque prepass so that it. Oh, and then the viewport needs to be transparent background. Okay. I hope you know what I'm about to do. So, fun little thing that you can do with Sprite 3Ds is they support modulate. And so you can just like color the entire sprite, just like that. Now, wouldn't it be really funny? Wouldn't it be really funny if we just took this sprite, duplicated it, brought it forward a tiny bit, and then made it darker and slightly smaller. Oh, maybe just like a little bit smaller. Hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. We got an outline. We got an outline, guys. We did it. Oh, thanks, DOS. I'm rendering 3 view. No. I'm rendering 1 viewport, and then I'm just rendering it as a texture, and I'm just using that texture twice. I'm just using the same texture twice. We should reduce the fidelity of this, I think. I don't know if that's okay. All right, look. We've got some problems here, and we have to find some solutions, right? Does it work in the scene? Great question. Yeah, no blur. No blur. Oh yeah, we should do a little bit of a offset just to improve that, huh? Do 3 you know what? We should do 3 textured. Okay, obviously this is not gonna fly, but I don't know if you'll even see that much. Actually, from a distance, you might see that. We'll see. Like, I want the regular approach to work. I desperately do. But it doesn't work. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this one, the problem with this one is we're cheating in a different way. That's even worse. This was the one where we were trying to use the no depth test trick, but that breaks a bunch of other stuff. Oh, see, that's not the flatness I want. Well, you know what? We can get by with this if we can... This might work. Hold on. This might work. This is GPU particles 3D node. So it's randomly generating them. Okay, hang on. I got an idea. To get the flatness I want. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. Is this... Okay, hang on. We got something here. So we're using the reverse culling. We're culling the front face of the light gray spheres. That was a problem earlier because of this. You had some spheres that were totally in front of others. And so you got these places where the overlap was drawing the outline in the middle of it. So now, by rotating the particle effect onto its side, we can flatten the particles into a single plane. And the result is that we don't get that problem as much. There's still like a little bit of weird little artifacts, but it's significantly better. Let's blow this a little bit backwards to get it out of the way of the battle in places. Okay, this is better. Okay, I feel a lot more at peace with this solution. A little bit of weirdness, but it's okay. I mean, this is like poor man's cell shading. Okay, I'm getting rid of the... Let's just take a moment to appreciate this once more. Of a sub-viewport rendering 2D particle effect and then slapping that on a 3Z sprite. Yeah, isn't that what they did for Wind Waker? Okay, so we'll get rid of that. We'll do it this way. Let's make it not quite so far. And I want more thickness here. More. Oh, there we go. That's looking pretty good. I really appreciated your reaction when the realization dawned on you what I was about to do. Okay, yeah, that's gonna look fine. Oh, we're getting a little bit of smoke all the way back here. Okay, let's switch the battle mode to no camera sweep. Start us out with the... Is this it? This can't be it. What did I break? What did I break? Okay, start us out with the battle. I don't know. I bumbled my way through a lot of shader stuff. And I will go to lengths to avoid using shaders for things that would be much easier with shaders. Okay, ignore the pig. I might need to make some slight adjustments because you're gonna be like walking up, and that's This is weird. This is weird, right? That's weird, yeah. Okay, we want a big spooky face here. You're fighting the train. We want the train to be represented by a big, smoky, spooky face. Probably of light gray to match the smoke and make it seem like, oh, it's part of the smoke. You know what? I really appreciate the Blender hotkey help, I gotta say. Oh, I probably do have shadows on enabled on these materials. Let me double check. Shadows, because I don't want it to disable receive shadows for one thing. I don't want shadows being cast on this thing. Actually, can you even cast shadows on it when it's unshaded? Maybe that doesn't even happen. Okay. So the plan is next time we're gonna add a big face in here. Maybe some arms? Like some similarly shaded, like smog arms? Kind of doing a little head and hands boss idle animation. Okay, this is super doable. This is super doable. We're using a decal projector for the face. Ooh, should we do it decal? I was thinking it would just be drawn in front of the smoke. Casting a decal onto the particle effect material. What would that look like? You would probably get a very interesting effect there, wouldn't you? Let me see what that would look like. Hang on. Let's see here. What do I got? What do I got? Let's see here. Do I have any just... Oh, I've got the graffiti faces. This is perfect. Oh, yeah, let's just use the Mog face. Okay. The color is all wrong. Oh, that is an effect right there. Look at the way it wobbles. That does have some flair. Now, okay. So this has some good and bad, I think. Yeah, the way that it can kind of dip out of the smoke in places, that's really neat. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff I've done so far for the actor, for like the individual elements of the game, it's rendered on a 2D viewport, so that I can do these like paper doll style animations where every little piece kind of moves in its own, but it becomes a completely flat texture, and I don't have to worry about Z-index stuff or anything like that. Doing something similar and then applying it to a decal, you could use a viewport texture. Oh, that would be very interesting. Oh, look at that. That's really neat. What a fun idea. Oh, you can't set the modulate on a... Well, can you? Maybe there's a... Here we go. Yeah, you can. So you would need a white... to properly set an image. Sure. Come on. There we go. And then you could set that equal to the... oh, geez. Slow down. Let me capture this color. Ow. Oh, missed it. Yeah. Decals inherit the surface material. Ooh, interesting. I mean, as long as I keep the actual textures fairly simple, I mean, I'm not gonna need much. Yeah, when you get a lot of spheres, we do get like a little bit of weird stuff when they start to break apart as well, just due to the nature of how it's doing that. I think to get around that, I may just make the spheres get off screen quicker so that they stay clumped nicely for longer before they start to drift apart more. And you'll still see the effect occasionally, but it's not too bad. In fact, when you see it like this, that's actually a nice look there. That's actually pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so maybe here I'm gonna put the log face back on. Maybe this is how we do it. I'm down to try it. Okay, this will be the plan for next time. This battle is going to be big. We want to have phase 1 on this train car. And then the complication arrives. That's going to be a whole thing we're going to have to script into our battle system as, I think, a combat unit that we're going to have to build a new flag to indicate to the system that this is a unit that can attack and make moves, but can never be targeted or affected by anything in the fight, unless directly instructed to by the game code. That's going to be a weird one. It's going to be more of a force of nature in the battlefield. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. So you'll knock out the first little minion enemy, but then things suddenly get very complicated with, oh, now we got to deal with this guy hitting us and stuff. I need to come up with some thing like, can you deflect the attacks somehow? Can you... I don't want it to just be like you choose to push a button in order to, you know, divert the attack and yay, I never have to deal with it at all. Like the idea is going to be somewhere in the background, someone is going to be following you with a large ranged weapon. Vaguely a cannon. And they will be blasting you from a distance. So my idea was maybe you can attack a brake lever and then that slows the train down so that the enemy winds up in the line of fire if you target the brake lever at the right time. Tempo charge type situation. A minigun ramps up in speed as it fires. Oh, here come the ads. I should have snoozed that. Oh, okay. Let me see about doing a raid. Okay, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Oh, look at this British fellow. Okay. Yeah. But then again, consider. You're trying to defeat the enemy anyway. What does this do? What makes this different from just like the enemy is strong? You want to defeat them quickly so you don't have to take as many attacks. It's like, well, duh. That's how all of these battles are gonna work for the most part. Save a few gimmicks. But yeah, I don't love the idea of, oh, there's an option for mitigating the damage, because then it's just like, well, yeah, that's no, yes. Oh, the big attack is coming. I would like to. I'll click the button to mitigate the damage. There is like a defend tactic that you can use. Typically, it is just +1 defense for the round that you're defending. And you just don't have to worry about, taking it 1 less damage. That's the typical rule. Force an attack on the entire field. Yeah, if the actual enemies are enough of a threat. The dumb thing is, this would be an amazing boss fight on its own, but because of the nature of how the plot progresses in Chapter 3, I've got to like cram these together. Which I don't love. It's a big fight with a lot going on. Chapter 3 has just become a huge chapter with too much. Okay. You block, you special, you... okay, who's the new partner? Okay. New partner is themed around throwing bombs and digging attacks and detonating bombs. Smoke up the location to force them to target randomly. Maybe... instead of a cannonball, it's the background element is chucking bombs at you. So it's instead of a cannonball, it's a bomb being fired, and it just gently lands. And it in turn is a unit, sort of. What if it becomes a reverse tug of war? Yeah, I'm imagining a big cartoon cannon. You know, very stout. A big boom. Lobbing spherical bombs onto the field. And perhaps the bombs themselves are a unit. And you guys are kind of doing a volleyball sort of thing. Oh, do we turn it into a whole mini game? A whole quick time event? Okay, hold on. Making it a mini game is not terrible. where it's, you know, press the right button to return the volley back to the enemies. I mean, that's probably the best we've got. Alternatively, it lands on the field and either enemy can attack it to knock it towards the other side. Play Subway Surfers. Well, see, that was almost the idea with the original plan for the battle, was that rather than be facing the backdrop here, you'd be 90 degrees with the locomotive in the background. You'd be on your own parallel track while the enemies were on the train, and then this third party was behind you, and so you would have special commands that you could give to speed up or slow down, moving to different train cars with each with their own individual set of enemies that you're having to keep track of. Like, oh, Josh, let's get back up to train car 1 because we took out that guy, so it's safe for now. And I was like, that's too much. That's too much. There's still a boss at the end of all this. Like, this is going to be... my main concern here is that this has a lot going on and it's not even the boss yet. The boss is at the locomotive after you deal with all this other stuff. So maybe making it a mini game kind of takes a little bit of the focus back towards the boss to make it like, okay, it's a thing. I do like that. Okay. It's a third-party entity on the field. Every time it gets attacked, it scoots closer or farther, and it's got a countdown on it of X number of turns. When that number of turns runs out, it explodes, 5 damage to that side. Maybe do it distance-based. And there's precedent for that because the new character has area of effect bombs that are distance-based. So they only damage things within a certain range. But the ones you get at the beginning when you first unlock her are very limited range, so at most you're hitting 2 enemies with each bomb. So this could be like a big bomb. Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, maybe it'll just be that the normal enemies in this combat are all equipped with attacks that can multi-hit, but you don't know when they're going to use the multi-hit versus the regular attack. And so you got to decide, am I going to try and rush through the fight, or do I focus the bomb because I don't think I can actually clear this fight before the bomb is out? So the bomb just kind of rolls back and forth between over here, middle, and over here. And so you're kind of like, oh, I need to keep damage, but I need to also keep the bomb away from me. Okay, here we go. Well, is it timing based, or is it just like once it gets close enough? I want to say timing based. And then maybe like 5 stages? 3 stages? This is not super clear here. The clearest I could be is like dead center, towards you, towards them, because I need to make sure that you can target the bomb and it'll still be in front of you. I did consider the brake being like, you're gonna pull the brake right as the bomb's about to come towards the train, and then that means it's gonna hit the enemy instead of you. I'll thank you, Feel Good. I mean, it's the same thing with the bomb, I think. I think it's the same thing with the bomb. Okay. Okay, I think that's going to be the idea. All right, we need to pick a raid target and get out of here. Yeah, I like the idea of kind of a reverse tug of war with the bombs with a countdown. Yeah, there you go. No, this was some really good ideas. I really liked the decal idea from Das. That's going to be really good. Once we actually make this an animated sprite here. All right, we're going to raid into Germ Dove. My bot is about to start yelling. Bombs are cool. I agree. No, we got a whole. Let's go to like a regular place here. I got my new partner. Oh, I don't remember how this works. There we go. We got bombs. And then special move, detonator. Which are all area of effect, so very fun. Anyway. Cool. Let's raid into Germ Dove. Let's do a community night. Oh, and before I forget, yeah, that pig got blown up. Ta-da! We got everyone. Look at this fun little image. I counted it up. We have 100 different characters in the game now. All very. Look at this fun little cast of friends and foes. This is so fun. It's my background now. It's my desktop background now. I posted it to the Steam page because I'm so happy with it. That's too many. Oh, see, there goes the bot. So we're in time. We made it. All right, everybody. Stream Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you want to try out the game, Chapter 0, the prologue, and Chapter 1 are free to play. The full game is going to be like 8 chapters long, which means we have a lot of work to do because we're still not done with Chapter 3. But we're making steady progress. A lot of good ideas tonight. Yeah. So, all cool. Everyone, have a wonderful night. And thank you again for the raid, the follows, the subs. All great. Thank you. Bye.